See if this thing works. I guess they're working on making it easier before you have to put the stream URL. Okay, it's streaming.
Does it still only do like a portion of us?
Yeah, I'm not. That's what.
Or can you?
Okay,
You can't do it through OBS on here.
No. That's the issue. It's so dumb.
So what camera is it using? It's using.
It's using OBS to connect.
So you can't do it on landscape view.
Yeah.
It has to be on portrait.
Yeah, because they're so behind. I mean, it's just like TikTok. TikTok's the same way. So they're literally just copying TikTok. So it's fine. We're just gonna live and ignore that.
What is that?
It's not good or what? Damn.
It's delicious.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get. He's happy.
He's been better.
Use the restroom and use when it's time. Activate. Yeah, we should just ignore that. And then once we have the doc here, chats.
You already have the chat set?
Yeah, chat is here,
Okay.
but it doesn't connect to the Instagram, which is why it's fine. We're just gonna stick there. When it's time, start live.
Okay.
What is this again?
Honey oolong. I'm gonna get some
Dang,
more.
It's been a while.
I know. I still had that bag from
It's like second medicine.
It's delicious. I forgot about it.
Still good.
What you doing? Come on, Teddy. Come on. Yeah. Oh, bless you. Goodness. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, Mira. Welcome in. Yeah, Tanette will be up here shortly. Sean, he could not make it tonight. His family's under the weather. So it's the two of us and all of you tonight. Testing, test, test. Okay. Maybe this here. Hello.
Hello.
So funny. I need to see. Oy.
Welcoming.
Oh. We have sandalwood.
Welcoming everybody. I'm checking out who's live on Insight Timer, checking out their stream.
Oh, an inside timer right
Yeah.
now? Are a lot of people on?
Decent amount.
Good.
Decent amount. Check, 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 check. Yeah. Bienvenidos a todos. What you looking for? Chocolate.
My headphones. I already had chocolate. Testing test.
Welcoming Olaf T. Harry. Pass the mouse. I think we need to get the signal bigger because
What signal?
this thing right here, the audio.
Oh, yeah.
Pop it out. Bring it to the big screen.
How do you pop it out? You just pull it
There's a
out?
button on the corner of all of them. Top right. You see there's that.
Oh, okay. Just click it.
And if you want to drag it back into one, it works too. So, yeah, because I'm like, it's easier, it's just gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're kind of.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
Yeah.
And I just last night I got in the red a lot.
And just turn the mic up, turn the volume down.
Turn my phone on silent.
Okay, sounds like we're good. Got to beatbox test everything, you know. We're just making sure that. Hey, welcoming CC. Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe.
Welcoming Jill. Bacon Mob. What does Ashe mean? Hello?
Not sure. It's like a greeting. I hear in many spiritual songs or communities use that.
Yeah. What's his name? Londrel. He's like a spiritual rapper. He does like rap music and stuff, and he uses it in some of his songs. Blessings. Okay. Thank
Welcoming
you.
everybody. Today we have we're going to do an hour of music and then an hour of spiritual conversations because we're fine tuning, you know, I'm sharing with her my findings and then we're just, you know, rising together because I'm getting my friend
Brother Harry Be Happy, who is a gong
Master.
master and practitioner. He's white, he's American, who was a Theravada Buddhist monk.
He was a monk?
He was a monk for like years.
I had no idea. Where was he a monk at? Here in the US?
I think it was in India.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
hardcore. So he still got the Buddha in his heart. And
Yeah, he's good people for sure.
focus more on Theravada, just Buddhism in general. He followed Master for a while. So he's on, he's on the same.
On the path.
Is the sound low? I can make it higher. There.
Testing 1, 2. Testing.
Check, check, check.
Hello.
Is that better? Let me enable.
Should I pour some water in this tea to dilute it?
No, it's fine.
It's good?
Leave it.
Not too strong?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
It's been a while it is strong.
But it's a different type of strong. Like, it's good.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. According to how,
Yeah.
let me know how the audio is. So, welcoming Maggie, D, Mr. Weird up in here, and Brother Sean, of course, is somewhat sick, but his family is real sick. And that means it's us again, which is fine. You want us to boost the volume more? I mean, I can, but
It's going to be loud.
I'm not sure.
With the
Wait,
instruments.
are you using headphones or are you watching on a phone? Right. Because if you use headphone, you're getting the full experience. If you're watching from the phone, you're using headphone and it's still low? It's okay. Mr. Weird is very loud already.
Maybe it's something on Insight Timer. What kind of audio setting is on? Do you have the mouse? It's on stereo.
Yeah.
Doesn't it need to be on high quality?
Mm-mm.
I always put it on high quality.
Really? I always use stereo
Oh.
because I could change it. Let me know if
Is it better?
okay, we change it to
Testing, test,
something
test, 1,
different.
2. Okay. Perfect. So I
Yeah.
guess just on this computer it needs to be on that.
Yeah.
I think the mics are different here.
Yeah.
I think that's why, yeah. Because I had it on stereo one time and it was super,
Low?
super low. So that's
Okay.
whenever I changed it
Oh, it's a
to
mixer.
the...
It's a mixer.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's the yeah.
Well, glad we figured that out. Easy fix. Thank you for letting us know.
Okay. Same but high quality. Okay. Maybe.
Oh, like now it's high quality?
Like it better.
Before. Sounds echoey. Was the reverb on?
No, the reverb's off. Oh, this is reverb on.
Oh, now it's loud on Twitch.
Well, at least you can lower it on. It's easy to lower it.
Just had to turn it down. So it is. Nice, I like it.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you're ready for a Mystic Village sound journey with your practitioners today, Sister Emily Richardson and Brother Thanettaout here, doing our best to bring you high quality streaming and content. Today I was looking at what are people bringing to Insight Timer, and I realized, we're growing rapidly because we have quality. And quality matters because it shows that you're serious.
Yeah, I think it's the effort that you put into something.
And we don't take it lightly. When you go to a high quality event, you feel something, you feel the effort. Right? You see Buddha statue, you got the bowls, when it's your life and it's not just, you know, when you're about service, this is what it looks like. When you're about spiritual making money, you're going to come on here to do stuff, but then you're here to promote your book, which you're not supposed to, right? Because I just went to another live stream right now. They're promoting stuff off Insight Timer. And the beautiful part is that when you keep everything here, you grow a community. When you try to redirect people to other platforms, you're not seeing them where they're at because you're here with the intention of not really creating the community. And that's just... Insight Timer is trying to help you, but some people don't get it because why? Everyone serves at a different level.
Yeah.
Welcoming Sukdev, Jill, Q is here. And when we see something in this community, we say how it is because we see a lot of BS out there and we're not playing that game, you know what I'm saying? Let me turn the angle a little bit.
Better.
Okay, I think it's appropriate to just begin. And thank you, Sukdev, for your blessing.
Yes, thank you. Let's see how this is. It's red sandalwood. I don't think I've really used it.
Are you a good boy?
Like, I'm ready to meditate.
You want to...
I'm ready to meditate.
Yeah, he's like, why not you gonna play the dang flute?
Seriously.
That's all he... Don't manipulate me. You want a little bit...
Tea?
You like it? Yeah, he likes it. Let's formally start with 3 ohms, everybody, to unite us. We have brothers and sisters on Insight Timer, on YouTube, on Twitch. Sister Yelena is here. We have brothers and sisters on Instagram with HTX Meditation, part of Mystic Village's, project. And let's begin with 3 ohms first. So. Breathing in. Breathing in. give myself permission to relax. I tell my mind, I allow my mind to just be with the breath, with the music, with the sound. I give myself permission to enjoy the sound journey today. Breathing in. of the waterland and above. We are the angels of planet Earth. Be the change and meditate, spreading love. This is the kingdom of planet Earth. This is our kingdom of Mother Earth. Na 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 na. We are the guardians of planet Earth, protectors of the waterland and above. We are the angels of planet Earth. Be the change and meditate, spreading love. This is the kingdom of planet Earth. This is our kingdom of Mother Earth. Na 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 na. Three things you can never hide for long is the moon, the sun, and the truth. So face all your fears while you still have your tears, releasing the sadness and tears. Face your fears, heal your tears, be the light, be the truth, be the truth, be your truth. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om. Okay, so if you want to chant along, this is a very popular Buddhist chant that is Mahayana, Vajrayana, Tibetan, and Chinese Vietnamese style. It goes Om Mani Padme Hum or Padme Hum. It doesn't matter. It's more about from your heart, okay? It's whatever it takes for us to find true happiness is what it takes, and that's what it means. Whatever, and that we have some positive energy that help us to have faith to continue living a dope life, sexy life, okay? And it goes like this. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start slow and we're gonna go so fast that you don't even think you can do it. Don't think, just follow when you listen to how we breathe and follow through, because once it's really fast, you don't have time to think. Just listen to our breath. Here we go. Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, 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 Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, 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 Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme palms together to bring our sound journey into a complete. Relaxing your mind, relaxing your body, breathing in. And we continue. We're gonna pack the bowl a little bit, and then we're gonna talk with you, with our community today, because when people don't listen, you have to talk at them. Sometimes we want people to meditate, but many people are not present in the moment. But sometimes pissing them off with the truth makes the ego irritated and making them pay attention. So we're about to do that.
Thank you for your blessing. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sukhdev. Thank you.
Oh. We're just here for Teddy. Oh, the mic's on. They're just here for you, Teddy. I know, because you're the cutest. You're the cutest. He likes to meditate with us, too. He loves the flutes. Oh my gosh, every time Tanette comes over, he's like, I know what tonight's going to bring. He loves the crystal bowls, too. You know, he didn't always. Whenever I started playing the crystal bowls about 1.5 years ago, well, the whole set, I had one single crystal bowl that I would play, but whenever I got the full set, he was like, whoa, what's going on over here? And he didn't know how to react, and he wasn't as peaceful then. And, you know, I feel like he's meditated with me more, like every morning now. Whenever I meditate, he'll be right next to me, just sitting down next to me, and he wasn't always that way. Whenever I began streaming on Twitch, he would bark the entire first 20 minutes because he didn't know how to sit down and just be in the moment. But now you do, huh? Now you've tamed your energy mostly. So yeah, it's been a process. Move this over. This over. Golly, Teddy, what is that?
welcoming other practitioners, other people here on Insight Timer. We're changing the flow up a little bit. We're gonna do more of a spiritual talk because Insight Timer has been noisy, right? Because sometimes when you get comfortable with the sound bath, it becomes socializing, right? What we're doing, we're here to practice, be present. But when it becomes too socializing, we're speaking our heads off, right? Which is, my master called it, snake with no head. It's like you're just wobbling around, but there's no.
Just talking to talk, you mean?
Yeah, talking to talk, but we're not growing.
Where's the depth?
We're not. Yeah, there's no depth in many, conversations sometimes, and it matters a lot because we want people as leaders. We're not here to just do what people want. We have to challenge each other and hold each other accountable. For many people know that they should forgive, they should learn how to believe in themselves, but instead sometimes we just follow trends and do what's popular and just hang out. I don't hang out with nobody right now. We're collaborating and we're talking about things that improve our life and make our life better, because hanging out is for people who have no vision, because you're just hanging out just to it's like when you go to a bar, you don't need to go to the damn bar.
It's like there's not a purpose to why you're hanging out. It's just hanging out because there's nothing better to do and you don't want to be alone.
And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. When I see people hanging out and we're not speaking about practical things that help us, and I would rather, the reason we're here, we're live streaming. I don't talk about surface level stuff with Sister Emily at all, because I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah, same.
We have so much energy in a day, and if we're spending that time just talking about dumb stuff, dumb stuff meaning we're talking about something that doesn't really improve your life.
Right.
What's new on Michael Kors? Did you see that TV show? Did you see the Houston Texans? Right? Or
gossip sometimes.
Yeah. And it's fine to talk about people as long as you're speaking with the intention of learning and understanding compassion. It's fine to see, dang, that person did something wrong.
We learn from others' experiences 100%.
Yeah, and it should be studied.
There's a difference between learning and speaking about somebody and just gossip, just to talk.
Because you have to be humble enough to step back and see both sides of the situation. Right now, I'm very firm with the way I approach things, because there's a lot of people who act spiritual. There's a lot of people who act, but they don't practice. And that's why, we're here because of practice, right? We're live streaming, we're taking God seriously, and we're enjoying it too. But we enjoy even more because when what you do helps the world become more peaceful, you feel bliss.
Yeah.
And when we're spending a lot of time just doing something that doesn't add value to our life, speaking our heads off, which leads to, drugs, which leads to just...
Or it could drain your energy too whenever you just talk.
Absolutely.
About something that's not from the heart, like you're talking more from your head, mostly. Not heart-based conversations, you drain yourself. Because I've been there, I know. I would do that all day and go home drained at the end of the day.
Yes, and so what I love is that some people it's going to resonate with Sister Emily more than me, because...
And some people you more than me.
Yeah, and it's beautiful because some of y'all can tolerate one of us, but when we're together, it's you see both sides. I know that I'm very firm with what I say, and especially with drugs and alcohol and substance, because I grew up having ADHD. Right? It's why my energy is like I'm so energetic all the time, and through discipline, I learned to tame my energy. But most people don't want to hear that crap.
Yeah.
Most people want to hear, no, let me just smoke some weed to tame it. Let me take this substance to tame it. When do you actually not need the medicine anymore? Right? When do you actually not need the medicine? Because when you're taking medicine, you're still sick.
Yeah.
And that's a tough conversation for people who just like, I need the medicine. Well, I'm coming from a place where you actually heal completely.
Where your body can heal itself, where you can heal yourself with the power of belief and working on yourself. Being healthy, But I mean, I feel like some people are just so used to taking medicine. And medicine is highly addictive as well. Like the chemicals that they have in it. And that's what we're kind of raised and brought up as, is whenever you feel bad, take a Tylenol. And other things like substances, And we just grow up that way, and it becomes a habit, and it becomes an addiction as well. And I mean, I do the same thing whenever I feel bad. Sometimes I'll take NyQuil because that's what I grew up doing, But I mean, we're kind of taking away our body's ability to be able to heal itself, to be able to fight off certain things itself. And the same with substances, we're relying on that substance to mask whatever we're running away from, whatever we're wanting to escape from.
Well, when an animal is in pain, they find a way to process. They shake their body to keep moving around. And the same thing with babies, right? When they feel pain, after they're like, okay, I'm done with it. But human beings, as we get older, right, there's more things fighting for our attention, for our money, for our pocket, because if you don't need anything to be happy, that's not really profitable for the system.
Right.
Right? And this is what I stand for. To be free from the need to take some damn medicine because they told you so. Because, right?
It's what society tells us.
And this is what the master calls, do you believe in the doctor more than you believe God? And so when we're chemically addicted to these pharmaceuticals, we'll fight for it because why we're addicted.
Oh, for sure.
Same thing with cannabis. Look at the deep culture. There's many head shops, there's many smoke shops, there's many strains.
Every block.
Now they have the Delta 8.
They have it at gas stations now. Like you can literally go to a gas station and get Delta 8, and it's in the form of flour. I saw Anthony's. I'm like, what? That's real? No, he got it from the gas station.
Every time I talk about weed, people get pissed off every single time because they don't want to hear that you can be happy without it. It's why I'm talking. Because you know why? I work for God. I'm not here to please people. I'm here to see, like what I'm noticing, all the people that, yes, it's really difficult to quit.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Brother Sean is taking 20 years or whatever, right? And Gula says, Delta 8 is so weird. It's not even weed to me. Even if it's not really weed, people will take it. Why? Because they can't even conceptualize you could heal yourself. Like, what have you done to deal with stress in the past, sister? And
I would use substance, drink alcohol. Sometimes during work, I would have to leave work to drink alcohol because it would be so overwhelming. I would call people to vent on them, but I wasn't really venting. I was just pouring everything onto them. I wasn't dealing with the root cause of what was stressing me. And it wasn't my surroundings of what was happening around me that was stressing me like I thought. It was me. It was the way that I was reacting to certain things. It was how I was processing things, and I was allowing whatever circumstances to stress me out, to cause anxiety, to cause panic attacks. And I was dealing with it in a very unhealthy way through men, through partying, through going to clubs. And now I just go to the gym or meditate and focus on my breath, you know? I mean, there are healthier ways to deal with your stress, but it took a long, long, long time for me to get to where I am now with not having to go to alcohol. You know, it's been 5 months now that I haven't drank, with the exception of one glass of wine with my stepmom, you know, out of love. And it's taken me a long time to get here. You know, I would quit for a little while, then I'd get back on it because of stress from work, or somebody said something to me, and that was how I dealt with stress, was going to alcohol or going to the club and just partying it off and forgetting what happened that night and just basically blacking out, which is very unhealthy, you know?
Amanda says, you can talk about anything, but I look at weed like an earth medicine, like an herb. Yes, but people are not taking it in a respectable way. Mm-hmm. When you abuse the dosage of the medicine, you poison yourself. Most people who are smoking are numbing.
They're escaping.
Numbing.
They're escaping.
Most
the
people.
amount that they're smoking. Most people, not everybody, but most people. And the problem is herb weed is so strong now with all the different strands that they have. I would take one hit and automatically be stoned. You know, like
the weird part is that nobody's talking about learning to deal with your stress sober. Mm-hmm. It pisses people off to even get to that concept. Why? Because
it's not normal. It's not what people do. It's not what society does.
Because when you're addicted to weed, people don't want to hear it. Right? People don't want to hear it. When you're addicted to weed doesn't have any addictive qualities, but guess what? You're doing it every week, every day.
Every day.
Some
Multiple
people every
times a
day.
day.
Right. And so when does somebody learn how to deal with the root cause of their stress? Instead, they live a stressful life only to smoke the ganja at the end of the day.
And the sad thing is they're going to keep on depending on that substance, on that herb, on that medicine.
And the spiritual community is a big victim of that mentality. And that's why it's a sacred herb that you're
Ganja.
abusing. Yeah, it's a sacred herb. I get it, but you're still abusing mother cannabis. Right? When the last times I smoked weed, I bowed to the weed. I smoked just one puff and I would meditate for however long, an hour, just sit there. Most people aren't doing that.
No.
They're hanging out on social media. At the end of the day, they load another bowl and then
make some food or order some Uber Eats.
We're not treating it like a sacred herb. We just call it that. That's why I'm tired. We're talking about this conversation, because a ton of people are doing that, and that's why many people there's resistance to it. But the Buddha never said, "Hey, smoke that ganja to find peace."
Goodness, bless you.
Like, dang, he's ready to go on, right? Jesus never said no. If you want to find the Lord, smoke this herb, smoke the rose bush. No, right? But it's uncomfortable. We're saying this because we see a lot of people using weed to get closer to God. But God's already in your heart right now. But when we need to get high to reach God, is spiritual ego. Same thing with microdosing psilocybin. And every spiritual event I go to, I have this conversation. You see
Everybody,
me.
yeah.
You see me. I go to every spiritual event. My goal isn't to piss them off, but at the end of the day, I end up I've smoked weed before.
I was saying.
I've grown weed. I've done. But what about being happy without it, people? We're speaking in circles to make a point. Learn to love your damn self without the substance. If a child is stressful, you want to give him a joint? You want to give him some mush? No. You teach them meditation. You teach them how to face the stress. But adults,
It's still live.
Yeah.
It's back.
Right. Right. The adults, like we're teaching the kids, no, just be a good boy, forgive, right? Right. But then when we tell the kids to do what the adults should do, but the adults, what do? We smoke the weed, we drink the alcohol, we chase the sex, we're looking for validation, we dress hoochie, we show our bodies at the raves, and so guess what? The kids just follow that. So the whole social structure is just this cycle, of disharmony, and whenever you go against the disharmony, it's like Neo going to the Matrix. Waking up is really difficult, and that's why when I'm on here, I'm not here to please anybody on here. I'm here to serve and help people find true happiness according to what I've been taught and what works for me and the community and the people around me and the amount of people that I've helped over the years to see real results. Because I've hung around a lot of people who are spiritual, but they're still miserable inside. Every time I see him,
same thing.
It's the same thing. And then
for like 5 years.
You tell the kids don't do the drugs, but you're doing the drugs.
Yeah.
You tell the kids don't smoke weed, you're smoking the damn weed. And you wonder why they grow up to smoke weed. You tell them no, but your action is different. Right? You tell them meditate, but you go into a metaphysical shop every week and buy a dang crystal. So the kids think, oh, to be spiritual, I buy crystal.
Get a tarot card reading.
Get a card reading. Get a past life regression. Get an aura.
Akashic records.
Because that's what's trendy and that's what you can buy. And when I'm on here, I'm aware that I come from that community. I have aura photography, right? I've gotten card readings.
Oh, I used to buy crystals multiple times a week at the metaphysical shop. They knew me. They knew I was going to be spending money.
She's got a bucket over here.
A tray. It's not a bucket.
Bucket.
It's a tray.
If she combined it all, it would be a bucket because she has some big lumps around here. See, I told you.
Spiritual.
I told you.
But I do believe crystals have, healing properties to them.
Weed has healing properties.
But you can't rely on it.
You are the crystal. You are the holy herb. You are the sacred thing. You are the crystal bowl. You are the Tibetan bowl. When do we stop buying the oracle card and become the oracle?
Yeah. Stop needing all of this.
Become the thing that you're looking for. But this is not... God, then I have to actually meditate. I have to develop.
I
gotta forgive
people.
My dad. But
I have to forgive myself.
Well, I can't,
it might be painful to go back to that place again.
It's just easier to buy some lapis lazuli. It's just...
And then you're healed.
Yeah.
Oh, my third eye is open now because I bought this lapis lazuli.
So many spiritual people chase what's called the breakthrough. I've read The Power of Now. I have a breakthrough.
I'm enlightened now.
Oh my God. I did a ceremony with Mother Ayahuasca. I have a breakthrough. And then after a while, what happens? Then you go to what? Another ceremony. Guess what? I have a breakthrough. Right? You go to Landmark Forum. I have a breakthrough.
But imagine you can live in that state, like a higher consciousness, more present, more centered within yourself. And you're able to feel God around you 24/7, not needing ayahuasca or psilocybin or needing to go to the mother cannabis.
Now, we respect that, yes.
Absolutely. But not needing it, whenever you've had a stressful day or whenever you're wanting to reach a higher state of consciousness. You don't need that.
How many years are you going to smoke weed for till you learn how to deal with your stress with your own mental capacity? How much are you going to rely on grandmother ayahuasca until you learn how to process your own trauma? How many ceremonies do you need to go through? How many shamans do you need to see? How many people do you need to worship till you realize the holy thing is in the mirror, is in your heart? But the thing is, if you start healing and awakening, the metaphysical shop, they don't make as much money. You're not buying the damn sage anymore. You're not buying the new lapis lazuli heart-shaped stone that you can put on your extensive altar, right? You begin to buy less, and that's a threat to, right? And so that's why you get a card reading, there's money. You go to a sound bath, $20, $30.
The Reiki healing,
The Reiki healing,
120.
it's money. But when you actually, who's teaching complete healing? Who's
teaching you how to heal yourself without having to go and rely on somebody else to do the work for you?
Buddha, Jesus. But guess what? Many people don't want to go all the way. Right?
Because it's easier to have somebody else, do it for you or
And
go to
so
substance.
we're being firm right now because we're not having these conversations in our spiritual communities. Right? Imagine this. I go to many spiritual festivals, right? Nobody's talking about this stuff. We're just... Let me see here. And that's why, like, I'm bringing it up in a more masculine way because it needs to be faced in a more masculine way. Okay, let's see here. Liz says, I occasionally smoke weed to help deal with ADD. I find it does have negative effects on me. Yes, there's a consequence to it. I also have other methods. Yes, absolutely, right? The medicine works, but it comes at some kind of cost. Money, first of all. Guess what? If you have discipline with yourself, it's free. It just costs your devotion.
And commitment. It's
right?
commitment 100%.
This is why I love it. So it's free, but it requires you surrendering to God. It's so exciting because you got everything you need already and you don't even need money for it. You just need to commit. You need to commit to your posture, to meditation, to believing that you can do it without it. Of course, I'm not saying go cold turkey. I'm saying, look, when I quit weed, it took years. Let's be more. It took about 6 months. Every month, I reduced the amount by double. I exponentially reduce, which means if I'm smoking 2 bowls in a day, next week I'm gonna cut to 1 bowl a day.
Yeah.
And from one day, it's gonna be maybe every 3 days I smoke 1 time, and from that I smoke once a week, and from that once a week, 1 bowl a week, I take 1 puff a week, and from that 1 puff a week to 1 puff every 2 weeks, and from that 1 puff a week, and so you just keep going. You have a journey with sobriety.
I mean, that technique, it works for anything that you're trying to quit, especially if you do it quite often. Whenever I quit weed, I was smoking for, I don't even know how long, from the age of 14 to 31 or so. But I found I slowly, stopped smoking as much. I went from smoking every day to weekly to just whenever I hung out with people monthly, and it works. And I did the same thing with alcohol, just going to just on the weekends and doing from every day to every other day and just slowly cutting back, I think is the key to anything.
Rob says, as a guy who was diagnosed with bipolar years ago, the aid of medication was literally a lifesaver. I think it's easy to be extreme in our views about all or nothing, but that can be eerily dualistic. Okay, yeah, which is why I talk about slowly reducing the amount and having a journey with it. And yeah, that's why I tell you, don't quit cold turkey. Me having such an active mind and again, beginning something and never finishing it. Many years of my life, I would just start stuff and just go on. And I didn't know it was an issue. But instead of, I didn't have the money or insurance to have a professional see me, but I got God as my doctor. It led me towards meditation. And the reason why we talk about firmly, because I'm speaking from experience, how I used to just, maybe I should learn the guitar. No, how about photography? And I just could not commit to a certain thing. And so it led me to not having relationship because I didn't know how to commit to myself. And then I became lonely and sad, and it led me to drugs. And it led me to just surface level relationship that was more sexual. And it was not fulfilling. So let's continue. Let's see here. So again, we're being really, I'm trying my best to be articulate about it. And let's see here. Hello, IT teachers. Yvonne says, I have a different review on marijuana. I just joined, so I don't know if this has been discussed, but I have a son who has Crohn's disease. He would be hospitalized 4 to 5 times a year due to having an active limb ever since. He started smoking medical, and I know everyone wants to say medicinal, but when he started smoking the strains that help the inflammation, or he would smoke one-on-one like one-to-one like CBN or CBD, he has not been in the hospital ever since. Thankfully, he's not one of those that gets stuck on the couch, smokes every day, and just eats. That's not him. He knows what he needs. Yeah. So again, when there's a special, like, we're talking about everyday people who don't have major disease.
Yeah, I feel like it does have a medicinal purpose, absolutely.
That's why we're not dismissing that it works. Mother cannabis is a powerful medicine, and if you have a stronger, illness or disease, it's understanding. We're talking about people, it's more mental. You're stressed. Like, this is like beyond just stress. Most people but of course, like Brother Sean, he was highly stressed. That stress led to him losing organs.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you have a stressful mind that you don't learn how to create peace within, your body begins to kick its own butt. Right?
Because you're holding on to that stress in your body, so it's going to affect your organs eventually if you're just holding on to that.
Because not many people are teaching each other
how to let go.
To let go. Right? Let's see here. Let's see. So again, we're not dismissing it. We're being firm because everyday people don't have Crohn's disease. They don't have cancer. They don't. Now, if you do, it's understandable.
Yeah.
We're talking about people who are fine, but then it's more mental. We're talking about more mental illness, and of course, there's variety. But we're talking about the mainstream. Not everyone's going to have their, life kick them in the balls multiple times, right? We're talking about people who sometimes we make excuses to be addicted. And so we become an addict, and we make the best excuse to be
absolutely
on it, right? Let's see here. And again, that's why we're not doing sound bath for 1 hour, 2 hours, because some of these things need to be talked about in a more, like, just see both sides of the situation. And I speak strongly because I've been on both sides. I have friends. We're in this community. We've all done tons of drugs, tons of crazy stuff. And now we're sober as hell. And we want, to maybe inspire people. Hey, what if you can do this thing sober? What if you can actually find peace and joy without needing to? Because you know why? It's making you, if you can save that money from smoking weed often, you could invest it in some other avenue, right?
It's hard work, but I feel like once you're able to fully commit to yourself and fully quit the substance, it's a more natural happiness, and that natural happiness is unlike anything that substance ever gave me. It's like a more pure joy, happiness, where
it's a pure high. Let's just say
it's pure. Okay. That's all it is. And while you're on substance, like, it does give you what you need in the moment, especially with stress and everything. But that wears off, and then it does have many side effects after as well.
Which is instant gratification, and that's why people like drugs. Because when you take it, you feel good, but then you crash, and then you chase the high, right? So you have a stressful day, you're looking forward to coming home and taking that big hit.
Oh, that's the first thing you're going to do as soon as you get home.
And no, they don't even make it home, right to the car.
Right to the car, yeah.
Right? And I'm still behind in the times. Nowadays, you just do it right at work. You have a little pin.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You have, your cart is what they call it now. I learned from my brother. It's not a cartridge anymore. It's a cart. That's a new slang.
The times have changed.
The times have changed.
Okay, let's read some comments here. We got Kat, my late husband, who was full-blooded Native American spiritual leader in several Lakota and Navajo communities, he would say that all those outer things are only tools. Tools come and go. Sobriety meant facing your unhealthy behaviors, not just abstaining. You don't need a sweat lodge, a church, or anything else. Oh, I like this. I like it. You don't. Let me see. Being humble enough to change is the key.
Absolutely.
All tools are there for a reason. Use them,
But don't become addicted to those spiritual tools.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't need the singing bowl. I just need this. The singing bowls and stuff, that's for y'all. That's for people who need it. But when I meditate,
Just your breath.
I just enjoy my life, and I'm present with it. And my mind is not somewhere else. My mind is clear, and I'm here.
That's it.
Let's see. Nikki says, I'm fully about doing what makes me happy. I think it's me. It's me happy. Okay. I have a neighbor who I hear at night until past midnight out there smoking weed, and the poor guy is hacking with coughs nonstop. It's very quiet, suburban sonic echoes. That can't be healthy. I mean,
That's addiction.
At the peak of my cannabis smoking, I didn't even care. Like, it's not legalized in Texas. I smoked something and I went to the sushi bar, and my friend worked there, and like, you smell so dank right now. And because sometimes you're so miserable, you don't even care.
You don't care.
But my blessing is I got stopped by a cop. Wow, I smell like weed.
Same.
And then when he stopped me, he asked if I was smoking. I told him no, but he can smell it. And he asked me why did I lie. I told him I was scared. And then he just let me go. I showed him what I had. And so that scare, it inspired me, because God gives you some chances to change. Well, God, many infinite chances, okay? Because you know why? The universe is a supportive one.
Yeah.
And, but almost going to jail over weed is a great, almost going. But because I knew that if I would end up in jail, my life would be like completely different.
I had the same thing happen. I got pulled over while I was 18. I was on my way to my dad's house, so it was about an hour and a half drive. The night before, we were rolling in my car, so it had like just drugs scattered all over the middle console. It had been a party in my car. I think it probably had like bottles in the back. Who knows? But he pulled me over for speeding. And he looks in my center console, and I completely forgot it was there, and it smelled like weed because we had been smoking in the car the night before. And he mentioned it. He had me get out of my car. I was for sure thought I was going to get arrested because I was already out of my car. He's about to put me in handcuffs. He let me go, and he told me to clean my car up. He was like, next exit, get out and make sure you clean up your car. I'm letting you go. And that was that. And I still smoked, but not recklessly like that. But you pay attention to the signs, right? And you eventually learn. Eventually. It just takes a lot of lessons sometimes.
I mean, it's not easy. Like getting here for us, for anybody, it's not easy. But we're here to promote sobriety because it's at the next level that I see many spiritual people, they get stuck on doing all these ceremonies, and they're not really progressing their spiritual development if they keep walking in circles. And that's why when I say I'm here to piss some people off, is because I'm tired of seeing people go to another ayahuasca ceremony. I'm tired of seeing people do so much mushrooms and they're not progressing spiritually. And that's why we're
groups that we see like weekly sometimes, it's like they've been doing the same thing for like 4 years. Like, I don't know.
Because when you progress, your aura change, your eyes change, your intuition increases, and you're surrounded by people that are supportive of you, and when you do something, people want to support you. When you're doing something and it's hard to find people to support you, it means you're off track. Because if your energy is good, people want to invest in you. They want to see, hey, how can we give him money? How can we support her? How can we give her some items because we see your devotion? Right? Instead of like, I need to do event to get money to pay bill. In our community, when we serve people, they want to donate. We don't even we do donation based only. But when you do a great job, people want to invest, and what we do is we reinvest in God, which means we get better microphones, or we get a better looper,
Camera lighting.
We get
Musical instruments.
right. Instead of just think about me, and my, it's like, how can we reinvest in God and
to
humanity?
serve humanity better. That's all it's about.
And you
is
know who taught me that?
progressing.
The master. Because the master, whatever he gets, he give back to people, but he has a side things that support other projects. Let's see here.
And he teaches us always to improve too. Never doing the same thing, but just always improve yourself and improve what you're doing. Never doing the same thing. Helps keep things
Kat
fresh.
says other things means using spirituals like smudging feathers, sacred pies, or exactly. A lot of people into that rapé and hapé thing, and it's like a vitamin, right? It's fine that we take a vitamin, but some vitamins are needed, and some are more,
Extra.
I call it training wheels. Sometimes you don't know how to be happy. Smoking weed is a training wheel till like, at least I can just enjoy my sadness. But when you're sober, when you have wisdom, how I learn to be happy. I learn what is true happiness. Mental health and coping skills, says Yvonne. I feel the need to be taught in school. And not only in school, in the home as well, but I feel mental health and cooking skills should be part of the curriculum. Here's the thing. When you start to teach mental health, many people's hands get involved. Is this Buddhist? Is this Christian? Right? Are they trying to convert Americans, or are they trying to convert the Buddhist people?
Oh, absolutely.
So there's a lot of politics involved, and that's why it can be confusing, because there's ego, there's politics. But that's why we have to do our part with our family. Sometimes we want to change the system, but guess what? It requires so many things for the whole system to change. But if every one of us actually help ourselves, master ourselves, and do our part in our family and our life, the system will naturally change. And I know that because I've seen it. And that's why more people are meditating, are open to it, because people are practicing it. There's apps, right? And slowly, the more we imagine if meditation was a thing that was optional, like the moment of silence in school, and there's people teaching breath work.
Yeah.
To young people. Like instead of a timeout, they get taught meditation. So you have to find a way to approach meditation in a non-religious way. Because some people, you have to know how to stay neutral, but still serve God in a spiritual way. Because some people see spirituality as a threat to Christianity or other religions who have an agenda. But our agenda is just love, peace, and harmony. But sometimes that can be political too if you're in your damn head. Yeah. Let's see here. Liz says, it would be good to not judge that many not work for some, that works for others. I said that and mention, yeah, if you're good, you're good. Welcoming Dana, is that cosmic? Who's cosmic? The reason we have to speak with firmness and boldness, because if you're speaking too gentle, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. You might have a great intention and message, but if you don't learn to be bold sometimes, ain't no kids listening. Right? When I speak to teenagers, they pay attention. You know why? Because I'm not speaking traditional and being fluffy. I'm speaking the things that like, whoa, he's pretty... right? That passion and that fierceness, it's gonna reach more people than speaking softly. But sometimes when the energy is chaotic and you speak with grace, so there's a time for it. Right. So what is your experience with that at your job? Learning to be graceful compared to just raising your voice and just yelling at your coworkers or your people under you.
I never really yelled at my coworkers under me. Surprisingly, I actually had to do with the different with my coworkers, with the people under me, because I was too nice at work. Surprisingly, even though I'm very masculine, I could get a lot of reports done and I can get a lot of stuff pushed out. But I realized I was taking too much on myself and I wasn't delegating it to my team that could easily help me. So I was being too nice. So with my team, I actually had to be more direct, which I've learned over the past year of whenever I see something, I'm more direct with them and using your tone of voice, but not yelling, like being more firm, like you said. But I'm doing the opposite with my family. With my family, I'm very direct and very get it done. And I'm 100% my natural,
because
easy
at work,
self.
they respect you. And at home, your family, sometimes their love or respect's different because you're still baby girl or big sister, you know. But at work, she's the head honcho.
But now I'm finding how to be more gentle with my family, but knowing when to be gentle and knowing when I need to raise the fire a little bit. Because, yeah, I'm very get it done and very on to the next thing and set your goals and do your work and like just get it done. But I need a little bit more love and compassion with them. But with my employees, they were walking all over me 2 years ago. They were walking all over me, which is another reason why I would come home drained. So now I'm very direct with them. I see something that isn't being done, I say it, but in a very respectful way, not in a boss way, but as a leader way. I think it's very important.
A boss is not always a leader.
No, I've had many bosses that would yell, and that's not what we're there for. You know, we're there to empower, to lift each other up, to be that support 100%, but not allowing people to walk all over you either.
And sometimes you accidentally yell. Be humble enough to apologize. You got to be humble enough to admit you're wrong sometimes, because that when you do that, it's compassion. People begin to respect you more because you're willing. People with big egos who never call themselves out, most people don't respect them as a leader. It's just
You're
their
willing
boss.
to be vulnerable. You know, I think that's most important. So I'm learning. It's still a learning process, and we'll see what happens with this new team that I have. So I don't know. It's different than what I've had in the past. It's basically all men, and I've usually had all women, you know, so we'll see what happens. I don't know, but I feel good about it so far.
Before I met the master, I always saw the spirituality like a statue. Welcoming Dana, right? It's about being in the present moment, and we're so traditional. It's like I'm speaking from a book. Zen it out. Breathe in and out. God is within, and it's all unbalanced spirituality. You're speaking how you think spiritual people should speak, but you're not actually yourself. You sounding like maybe your teacher or your author. You don't know how to be yourself because you're learning how to be authentic. And so we're speaking in this one tone. We're not learning how to, sometimes you have to raise your voice to get your point across, but not yell at people, right? So when I see spiritual, because the master told me to help my people, and I was like, Thailand, like he wants me to go back to Thailand, and I recently recognized it's spiritual people. My community is y'all, Insight Timer, and people who identify as people who are spiritual or open-minded, and to see how I used to be, how I used to think to right, if I sit in a certain way and be really rigid and be really still, I'm demonstrating spiritual mastery. And if I speak in a certain way, really flowery, it sounds like I sound like I'm one with the universe if I'm speaking a certain way, really fluffy and really, I'm one with God, and now breathing in and out, and I'm feeling. But people still miserable. Your community is still the same. They just worship you more because why? You're a good actor. You're acting, your hair is just like Jesus. You're wearing crystals, just like the people at the crystal shop. You look just like a shaman. I want to worship and follow you. And that is spiritual ego, people. I'm speaking this out because I see a lot of people doing what they think is spiritual, but it's more you're just wearing a costume. What do you have? What can you say about that, sister?
About spiritual people wearing a costume,
Mm-hmm. Like more acting spiritual,
but not doing the work.
Just go to the metaphysical shop on Saturday.
It's just surface level. I mean, you're doing things that make you look a certain way. It's you're identifying as a certain thing to maybe fit in with.
We're being
the
critical
community.
about this because there's so much of this crap. Just people, like you can see, it's just like we're just buying stuff that identify with spirituality.
To be me.
Yeah,
That used to be me, and I know because I used to do that. I would go to the crystal shop multiple times a week, buy crystals, buy the crystal bracelets.
an oracle deck. Oh, it's a new one.
Oh my god, like what, 40? I don't even know how many I had. But I mean, I was using them, but I was reading a card every morning. Oh, okay, that's how my day's going to be today. Great. But I wasn't looking at what I needed to do within myself to actually
manifest, right? You're in your mind, you're like you using all these tools that the mainstream, the new age. Let me just manifest a boyfriend, money, job, car, right? But it's all just what your mind wants. It has nothing to do with God's will.
No,
because
it had nothing to do with God's will at all. It was very material. It was very
boyfriend,
ego-driven.
six-pack abs, big butt.
I don't know about that.
She's lying. Yeah, she a big butt. But I'm talking about it because spiritual people is my people. I used to do the same thing. Let's go to the metaphysical fair and see if maybe I should get a card reading from that lady. She looks spiritual. Maybe I should go to the metaphysical shop. Oh, I should go to this spiritual event, right? But it's part of my beginning. And we're here to share wisdom so that we can move from immature spirituality to actually being present with God now.
But I don't think if I didn't go through that I would be where I am today. So I'm still grateful for
that's the truth.
That journey and that part of my evolution, because I definitely feel like it served a purpose. Because getting the Akashic Records reading and getting the tarot card reading, it brought this sense of magic to your world. Seeing the signs, seeing the feathers, seeing 1111. It made me believe whenever I didn't believe before. And I'm very grateful for that, but there's a time to graduate from that as well and serve God.
And that's what we're trying to do
God's
here.
Path is.
That's what we're trying to do here, because I don't see many people talking about this stuff. That's why I'm so worked up and like really passionate, because I see so many people ready to like get to the next level without needing so many material things. And the thing is, when you actually are on path and serving with the angels, the stuff comes. I mean, look at us, right? The stuff comes without you wanting. It's like God brings it to you.
But you don't even have to manifest at that point, because you trust God's will for your life so much, and you can set your goals and you can set a certain vision for your life. But once you allow God to take the wheel and the angels to take the wheel of your life, then something much, much better comes out that like you could have never even realized.
That's the damn truth.
No, seriously, like we can do all this planning and manifesting,
amen,
but
amen,
honestly,
amen.
like God has a better like vision for your life.
That is the damn truth. When you have a vision that you set your goal, and you commit, what actually comes
It's something,
is something
better.
way better.
Something way better.
I just ask God for a spiritual teacher. I get an amazing master.
Same.
Like, whoa.
It's incredible, yeah.
Right? I just ask God for one big drum, right? I get now it's like tons of flutes, and we got 2 drums now, right?
I just asked God for a singing bowl meditation, and now I'm playing the singing bowls at the meditation.
I asked God to be a visionary. Well, I guess I kind of got,
Yeah, yeah.
Because at the end, everybody is an angel. But God
You're all the one.
But when you do the work, God put you as an archangel, which means to be a leader, people. It's all analogies. We have leadership potential, but not everybody wants it. But the one that are willing to take flight at a high elevation, you get to help more people. But it's not for everybody. Right? You just got to do what you can. Not everybody's meant to be a sound healer.
No.
But maybe you're just meant to be a dope nurse, a mother. Maybe you're just meant to, wherever you're at, you're meant to do where you're at the best that you can. And the next door will open as you do where you're at in an excellent way.
But it's all about having faith. Like, you have to have faith that
You got to be open.
Be open.
I did not believe in God before. I was highly reluctant to use the word God because I didn't know that you could believe in God without being religious, without being Christian.
Same. I mean, I grew up in a super religious background, and after that, like, I ran away from it 100%. And it wasn't until I really met you and really met the master when the master
Boom.
like shifted everything. I was like, oh, it makes sense now. Okay.
The master is the one that helped me to have a better relationship with the word God, because when you believe in something and it works for you, there should be no shame. But you have to understand who you're speaking to also.
Absolutely.
If I'm speaking to somebody who's super traditional, we slowly get to what God is. I understand that maybe they're coming from a place where God is Jesus Christ, their Lord and Savior. I'm open that Jesus is Lord and Savior, but in my life, it could be Muhammad too. It could be Emily Richardson. It could be this dog, right?
Could be thanettaout.
But for some people, it's only Jesus is God.
Yeah.
But in the world that I live in, right, it can be everything.
Yeah. God is everything. It could be the tree, it could be the sky, it could be the water, the birds that are singing. As long as we pay attention to what's around us, we're able to have that experience.
I guess he's happy.
And Jax can be God too.
There's God right there. He's having a good time. Here, let me bring a bowl for you. Having it. Maybe this is called bliss. Dang, going at it. You want me to scratch your back?
He never does this.
He's probably itchy. You itchy?
I don't know why he just got a bath yesterday. Oh my goodness. It's like, I'm gonna come to you. Where are you at? You don't get jealous. Stop getting jealous.
He wants one. He wants a sweater off? No, he likes it, right?
He likes it, yeah. He has
So you can have a crop top.
a crop top.
See, you got a crop top now.
His skin's really, really, really thin, so that's why I have to keep the sweaters on. He's an elderly.
Yes, again, we're bringing, ever since I figured out that my people is just spiritual people and help guide people, my life has, because I thought, man, the master says, help your people. I'm like, do I need to go back to Thailand and help Thai people?
I remember you saying that, yeah.
And I was, because I'm open, right? I'm open. But then I realized my people is just people who are spiritual without needing religion, but respect religion. Right? Okay, let's see. We got some comments here. Sharon says, wait, I saw Sharon had a good, let's see. Sharon says, I finally understand when you do the inner work, everything changes in the terms of manifesting physical things. Amen. She says, I struggled with this also as a Christian. I stopped believing in God as the concepts of the church spirituality is evil. So it took me a long time to see that God is not judging me. Thank you for getting through that, because it's when I became spiritual, my mother thought I was becoming Christian.
My dad thought I was becoming Buddhist.
But the future is this stuff right here, because you know why? Religion is becoming confusing sometimes, and it does separate people. Now, it works some places. We're not saying it doesn't work. We're saying it works, but it doesn't unite all. Right? And spirituality, it unites the people who actually see God from the heart rather than from the book.
Yeah.
That's what I realize. Because there are Christian people who understand the spiritual concepts and are open to it. Because why would God be limited to one religion?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, duh. But people who are close-minded, they just see it's just in that only. But we're not here to try to convert people.
Yeah, and we have to be compassionate of them too, because that's what they know also. So.
And that's why it's like we can all be happy. Just because your son or daughter is not Catholic.
Just don't allow hate to get involved, of people that aren't like you, know, because that's kind of going against your religion at that point.
Let's see here. Liz says, to the people in the room here, I hope that you embrace your inner wisdom, that you embrace your inner beauty, that you embrace your power, and that you embrace that you are amazing just the way you are. Thank you. Kat says, yes, the term God is a tricky one for many. It never resonated with me either. It doesn't work for many because of the many connotations associated with religion. It's why I'm so articulate and I explain things so rapidly so that we can get over the hump of like, what kind of God is this? Because I'm so used to having to explain because it's needed all the time. It's just so tiring.
Yeah.
But I don't even think I'm tired anymore. It's like whatever needs to happen. Okay, you're getting drunk. You okay? In the beginning, yes, it's tiring sometimes. But somebody's got to do it. Somebody has to take the time to explain to their mother, how you feel right now. Do you like that? If you don't like it, can we focus on something that feels better? How can we help you feel better? Okay, maybe, right? Like, I'm not changing religions. I just learn what love is about. Sometimes we need this deep patience. Like, that's why I always talk about deep patience. Because sometimes we think we have deep patience, but then our brother comes and pisses us off.
And then it teaches us something.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you're a spiritual leader or community leader, you're used to it because it's just the same thing happening over and over. So when you become still enough, you start to see the patterns. Like, I went through that too. Okay, let me share with this person what I have done to get past it. Right? The master showed me, or when we say, the reason why we're not explaining who the master is, because we don't want to reveal who he is, because if Buddha or Jesus was alive, most people won't believe it anyways.
Yeah.
And if they did believe it, you don't want to tell the world, because the world will go and abuse a light worker instantly. Because why? These peer beings will help people with no charge and free. But if people come in lines and abuse, then they begin to start descending. They get drained.
Yeah.
And so even these light workers who are powerful need space, respect, and boundaries. And he doesn't want to get popular yet, right? Because he's gotten popular before. When you get too popular as a healer, the dark side of any system will come. Maybe you have people who are Catholic that see you as a threat. Maybe people who are Buddhists will see you as a threat, right? Because you're not conforming to the tradition. You're not conforming to how things should be. So that's why there are systems that work, but you got to keep some things low key. I'm not as popular, so it doesn't matter. I can just talk my, you know.
You could be you.
Yeah, I could be me, but when you're dealing with the master, some things that he say is going to piss so many people off. And so I'm kind of like, I just continue to serve, because when you know the master, right? When you have a master, a teacher, you're there to be part of his team, and he calls it God's army, right? He's not gonna come on Insight Timer and talk.
No.
I mean, if he did, but he's gonna teach us and use us
So that we can.
so that we can do our part. Right? Religion sometimes can be divisive, absolutely. So he's teaching us, and what we're showing, and I only talk to y'all about things that, you know, that we have gone through, right? That's why I'm always like, okay, talk about what you went through. It's about what we experienced. But when you start to see the pattern of what works and what doesn't work, well, you gotta start. You gotta open your mouth and speak your truth. Because sometimes you see people going off the wrong path, but you're too. No, I'm not gonna say it because it's not time. I don't want to hurt their feelings. The amount of feelings that the master hurts, you don't even want to know. The amount of feelings I've hurt people, you don't even want to know either. But guess what? They don't pay me. We don't charge money. The master doesn't charge money. This stream doesn't cost a thing. But what matters is that you feel our hearts. When you see Emily Richardson on, she's on because she's here to serve. When you see Tanet on, he's here to serve and do his best to help the world become a better place. And not everyone's gonna agree, but guess what? Do your damn part.
Yeah.
Maybe when you let God speak through you, it's gonna resonate, right? And so, any final words, sister?
I feel like, you know, the more that we open up and the more that we're vulnerable about our life and our experiences, you never realize who you can help in that moment just by opening up and it being like expressing whatever it is that's meant to be expressed. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, just showing kindness and just speaking to others and helping others without any expectations. It's just beautiful, and I'm very grateful.
And if you like today's show, consider following Emily Richardson or thanettaout. Donations help, because, you know, we all have a day job. We're all trying to make this thing work, but we don't want to cheat our way to serve. We don't want to shortcut and do the wrong thing. We want to do things the right way, the holy way, and that's through faith. And our life is becoming, you know, it's only getting better. It's just sometimes it's difficult because mountains are tough to climb, and the more as you develop your chakras and you get to a higher chakra, the master says, next level, new devil. It's only going to get harder as you move up, and that's why with community and trust, we can only get to a better place.
Yeah, because we have each other whenever we're not reacting in the best way.
Yep, and that's why sometimes I call y'all out on some things. You know why? Because I care enough to say it. I care enough to make a comment. I care enough to pay attention. If I didn't care enough, I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't care about if she's moody and she's off track.
If you wouldn't have said anything that Friday, then things would have just escalated with my brother.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have taken a step back and reevaluated and started redirecting my approach.
Because I've been
everything.
there. Like, because when I see your energy, I'm like, I've been there.
Yeah.
They just won't listen. Mom just keeps complaining, but instead of, okay, that doesn't work. How can I do what works?
Yeah.
This is live for people, including yourself, is so much stronger than hate. I don't even have room for that. Sometimes my mind has weird thoughts, but guess what? You're not the mind, you have a mind. Right? So thank you for your time here. brother Sean sent him some positive. His whole family. They had, you know,
Poor
they're just
things.
they're mostly fine. They're just kind of like under the weather, sick. So we just do our part. And moving forward, it's gonna be music the first hour, unless we're training for it, you know.
Unity. Or
Unity.
something. Yeah.
And thank you for being open to listening, because I know that, you know, this community is a passionate. Because if we're not passionate, it gets stale.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you keep playing the bowls the same way and you're not like, I don't feel your heart,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something and I feel stale, I have a big problem with it. When somebody crosses when you cross your own boundaries, like it should annoy you that you're crossing your own boundaries. Like if you say that on the first day you're not kissing, but you kiss, you should be pissed off at yourself. Because if you don't have that strong boundary, next step, you're going to get in bed right away.
Yeah.
But when you have strong boundaries, you start to feel self-respect. And that's why coming up with when you learn to use anger in a healthy way, you hold yourself accountable. You don't get angry at you to be mean to yourself. It's called masculine energy. It's called fire. It's the year of the dragon. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
The end.